totally finish up, I'm going to do a spread for you all, just as a, just for all of you. And there may be some of you that this doesn't really fit. This might actually not mean anything to you and have any application to your life. But for those that feel a kinship, or we're gonna keep that card. That's a keeper. For those that are having a definite connection with what is being said through the cards, you know who you are. So I thank you for holding on and watching this so far. This is a massive video. This is the biggest one we've had so far, and I may trim out a bunch, but I want to hear from you. Comment, what is a good size of video? How long do you want to actually watch this stuff? So, this is going to be the card for those out there in this period. That's going to be about how your will is manifesting, how it's working as you're trying to get things done. This is about where your energies, your skills and abilities are tied up. The kinds of challenges that you're being most tasked with. And this is the kind of bill that you're accruing. The kind of, I keep using financial stuff, but this is about something that you either need to offer up, or something perhaps that you've already set on the table as something that is definitely going to be exchanged for you getting stuff done. And we had this card, remember this fell out of the deck, that's going to tell us something. So we're going to put that in front, and then we're going to see what our cards have. Alright, we have an Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and an Eight of Swords. Very, very interesting. Alright, I'm going to see if are reversals going to be honored? Nope. So let's kind of see what our, ooh, no, I get this feeling like we need to keep that. This is a neat little secret. We're gonna, this is a surprise that we're going to pull out in just a little bit. That's the kind of feel I got from that. So, as far as the will, it's all about the heart center. So for you out there, your will has been dealing with a lot of the emotional realm. Now this feels like, especially in the context of everything else here, is not specific to romantic. It can definitely, for those of you in a relationship, these other cards definitely say it's talking about that one. But for those that have a family or are taking care of a community, this can also apply. It's definitely about something that requires a give and take, and that you can easily get caught up in feeling kind of bound up by. Now, the challenges that it seems here, for those of you that the spread is for, seems to be in that give and take. There's an exchange. I hate using the word, or the phrase, but it's applicable. Quid pro quo. Somebody does something for you, you do something for somebody else. It's that sort of exchange program. So there may be, especially since it is, the will is being put out into an emotionally leveled sector, something about heart center and the exchange of emotions and feelings. It's definitely about the reciprocity in those relationships. It's one of the challenging things that you folk are having to deal with. And what's being sacrificed is this is a feeling of freedom, and you get this illusion that you've got all these obligations, all these things that are binding you. You just can't go anywhere and do anything. You're always stuck, having to feed this, or always having to, you can't say certain things, or whatever it is that makes you feel like it. It's an illusion. So this Eight of Swords in this case, it doesn't have any swords. Again, like the Two of Swords that we had earlier, this one is using a bunch of, in this case it definitely looks like crows. The beaks and the back feathers kind of tell me that. Anyway, just a bunch of cords. But this isn't a mirror. This is somebody's illusion. This is not really happening to this person. This is totally in their head. So what it means is that you may be straining the relationship. You may be straining this your effect in a community or in this group because you're frustrated with being bound up or constantly playing like you're always bound up. And it's a give and take. And that's where it may seem like it's that. Now let's find out what a secret little card is. It's the Empress card. Now she's upside down. We'll take that for a moment. We have just the opposite symmetry as the other one. Again, highlighting the will. The other way had it, flipped one way, but the will is accentuated again. Which is definitely saying that that is the lead force for everything else. That's how I'm reading it. And this one is in accordance to the will. So the Empress is about nurturing and definitely about being heart-centered. Very much feels, now in this case, she's pregnant with the world, a very apt description of the Gaia type, especially since she has a mantle and you can't really see it all. It made of little fish in water. So this is a very contemporary thought, but it is definitely speaking to that in your will, this is being nurturing and fostering. That heart center is really important. That's going to be the key to getting this all forward. So it's not trying to please everybody. It's not trying to get everybody what they want. It's not trying to put more in their pot so that they can give back. It's about getting that appropriate nurturing where it's needed so that it frees up, so that you can also give yourself self-care. Does that make sense? So I'm glad you have watched this video. Please like and subscribe. I will talk very briefly about the decanates because I said I would. So the 10 parts, or I should say the 3 parts, 10 degrees each of the of Aries, of the sign of Aries, there are cards to each of these out of the minor arcana. Now, for those that already know what cards, please take a moment to write those down in the forum. If you're not already a member and aren't already in on our Insight website, please check it out. Please do. Once you're a member, you can get into our forum, and also there's chats available. So with each of these, there is a planet that is also associated. So the sun, and I mean planets in the astrological concept, not the astronomical concept. The sun, Mars, and Jupiter. And this just gives, it's not what the sign of Aries is about. Aries is clearly a martial sign. It means it's very much driven by the same things that Mars is. And for more on that subject, I am willing, very, very willing, to share information like links and resources to such sites. Meanwhile, how about you look up, if you don't already have it, this is something for discussion, both on the forums and in our next Zoom meeting. The decanates and what cards they go to. So what 3 cards out of, now here's a spoiler, it's 3 cards from the numbered suit cards for the wands. So there's 3 different wands cards that go to Aries and the 3 parts of Aries. Please do comment if you have any questions, either in the next Zoom meeting or in the comments or on the forums. Is all open for you to bring forward and learn more about the beautiful, intuitive art of card reading. Thank you for your time. Namaste.